Well, guess what started? I'm going to give you an update on Taylor Schabusiness's trial. It started yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, of course. We're really 2 days into the testimony. This 25-year-old married woman was sleeping with a lover of hers named Shad in Shad's mother's basement. And in case you haven't heard about this case, she murders her lover while they were having sex and they were choking each other, and she decided to just keep choking him. It took several minutes. Blood was coming out of his mouth, but she said she enjoyed it and wanted to watch him die. It gets worse from there. She decapitates him. She then removes all the organs from his torso. She removes the legs. She takes a foot and shoves it in the empty torso. The head of her lover, Shad, she puts in a bucket. Now, mind you, this is all happening while Shad's mom, is upstairs. And this Taylor, she leaves. Mom comes downstairs at some point, and there's some blood. There's something in a bucket, probably a head. She doesn't investigate too much, I don't think. And it turns out to be her son. And I'm just thinking, like, folks, is there anything worse than a mom finding her son in this condition? There is. I just can't conceive of it. So there's a lot of tragedies within this case, but that one will be hard to get away from. This poor mom. But this Taylor gal that's accused of killing him, she gets interviewed by the police, right? Now, we don't get a lot of the details in these first 2 days of the trial about the interview of the police, but she laughed about the fact that the police are going to have a hard time finding all the body parts. She told the police that she sexually assaulted his dead body. And now here we are with some pretrial motions before Monday, which, as you might come to expect, is this woman competent to even go to trial? There was a doctor that said she's not competent, but there were several other doctors that said she was. So on the morning of trial, the judge was convinced by the other doctors that she's ready for trial. Now, in Florida, this is a Wisconsin case. This gal cannot get the death penalty. It is life in prison. But in Florida, look, just because you're competent to go to trial doesn't mean you were sane at the time of the offense. It is possible that this woman, who not only confessed to this crime, but also had his blood on her when they arrested her, and his blood on her hands. There's a lot of evidence. I think there's some searches on her phone that are pretty damning. But the point is, was she sane at the time of the offense? Which is a different question than, is she sane enough to go to trial? Judge says she is, but she still is saying she is not guilty by reason of insanity. Now, what I picked up from yesterday's opening, just from the opening, this poor defense attorney gets up there and basically says nothing, which, there was no defense offered by the defense. None. I heard a lot of talking, and then the guy sat down, which, look, I was a public defender starting back in 1993. I remember those days. Guess what, folks? Sometimes you're not getting a plea offer. The judge is not taking a plea. You have to go to trial and then get sentenced. We call this a slow plea. And I believe that that is what is happening here. This is a slow plea. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. Could the defense come with some surprises that I haven't seen? Sure, I'm up for some surprises, but I still think this is a slow plea. It's just a matter of time. And we'll wait and see. We got more testimony this week. That's my update for today. We'll see you soon with more updates.